Welcome to Bear Lifestyle, the podcast where we speak up and speak out about all taboo topics and make them normal and acceptable.
You are invited to be curious, to try something new, and stay open to provocative perspectives.
I'm Simona Spark, a best-selling author, international speaker, transformational coach, and so many other things. Beyond anything else, I'm a woman who stopped following other people's rules and started creating my own.
I'm Carolyn Marcos, a life coach on a mission to break the labels and expectations that others place on us. I am a woman who used to hate her own body until I dared to become the sexy goddess I am today.
In this space, we are going to get naked by stripping away insecurities, self-judgments, and all kinds of limitations, and reach in for the essence of who we really are, Bear.
Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving. Let's begin.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome. And cheers to celebrating all of you in every way that you show up in your life on a daily basis.
Yes, I drink to that. I'm celebrating with water today. Today it's about hydration, hydration.
Yes, I agree. It's very hot out here. So, yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. So, before we got to this place where we're recording for you guys, Simona and I were having a conversation and we wanted to share that conversation with you. So, we decided to hit record and to bring that conversation to you because this past week or on Friday, Simona had the amazing opportunity to attend DragCon. And I'm so excited. I want to hear all about that and just kind of bring together some of the things that we've been talking about through this.
Yes. Carolyn knows, and some of you here knows that the art of drag is my favorite art right now. Oh, it has been for a few years now. Mm-hmm. And I watch all the Drag Race and all the Untucked and all the All Stars and dive into the UK, and I'm flirting with Canada, and now they're all over the world. And it's not just about the entertainment and the live television. It's so much deeper than just the entertaining part.
Yes.
So it started, 14 years ago. So RuPaul started this 14 years ago. This is like we just closed season 14. Season 15, it's about to be launched. Where it was kind of specific for LGBTQ community, and it absolutely changed the world. It changed the world because now we have, it's mainstream, it's television. So much that we evolved from there. I mean, talking about the Bear experience and let go of sexuality and sex and gender and just tune into the passion that you have and the pleasure that you experience through expressing who you are, regardless of all the labels. And it's just, I have so many things to say, right? But I'm just looking at starting 14 years ago, was such a small, in LGBTQ community, and we all know what LGBTQ community was 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. And now to have, straight men in a competition just because they are included. Like, you don't have to be gay in order to perform the art of drag. You get to be straight and do drag. And it's just mind-blowing, right? I'm gonna stop because I could talk about this for hours.
But why stop? What I had been sharing with Simona was this, is that, um, so when I came out, I was in my, I was in my early to mid 20s when I came out, but I had a period where I like ran back into the closet. But when I did, the community that I had been connected with, we had an entire group of friends who performed in drag shows. And I was sharing how these drag shows were held in very small bars in really small communities. And they were, we were very protective of, this community, because there wasn't, it wasn't as accepted as it is now. You would see them performing in the pride parades and stuff like that, and it always seemed like the news would pick up on the drag queens, and the amazing costumes that they would bring together. And I've had the opportunity to know quite a few drag queens who have amazed me with their art, have amazed me with their talent, have amazed me with um, how they accept who they are, both with and without their personas. And so, to be able to see it come from a place of these very small communities, and even being really afraid of of being known, like their stage names were completely different. They got ready at the bar, they left the bar looking like the person that they walked in as, because the community that was around these bars was not as accepting. And now to be able to see it, to know that we have DragCon, to know that RuPaul has done an amazing job of bringing this so mainstream, to where now, it's experienced by a lot of people, and it's such a place of pure acceptance,
And acceptance of all, and love, love for all, which
Yes.
I really don't know other spaces where it's that energy. I mean, the whole day, it was a 3 days event. My kid and I, we went to the first day, and it started with a catwalk, right? And there were over 200 queens, and there is footage of me crying, because it was so emotional. Like, I couldn't even believe that I'm there. Like, I know these queens from TV, and I've been watching them, and I've been watching their journey, and I'm following them on social media. But then we get to go into their booth and to talk with them, and just I was looking around, like, were so many people from all over the world, and the queens were from all over the world, and the participants were from all over the world, and for half of the day, RuPaul was on top of the stage, DJing for everybody to dance, and I was just like looking at him and crying. I'm like, this man changed the whole world.
Yes.
I mean, it it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing. Like, when someone step into who they really are, there, right? Authentic,
Yeah.
and there to express that more and more, and bigger and larger. Like, it's, do you see what's happening? The impact that the education that is happening in that space. In every episode, the queens, and I know it's real TV and whatnot, but they're sharing the struggles they're going through, and they're everybody's dealing with the same shit,
Yes.
because they're gay, or because they are lesbian, or because they're transgender, or because they're straight, or because, and the problem is the same. Other people cannot freaking accept us for who we are.
Right.
So I know I keep quoting RuPaul in here and many other places, but what I really like when he says like we are all born naked and the rest is drag, and that is such a profound line if you think about it, because we are all born the same.
We
And
are.
then we become who we become, and it's like we just, it's preferences and beliefs and whatever we choose, and now we are different, but for the beginning we are all the same.
We absolutely are. And it's amazing because the one thing that I've always admired and loved the most about the community of artists, of just pure acceptance is this, is that it didn't matter who you were. They, you were loved, you were accepted, and there was never any doubt about where you belonged. You know, because I've watched it in the gay and lesbian community coming in the late 80s, where lesbians stayed to themselves, gay men stayed to themselves, and the queens probably were the ones that were like in the middle going, hey guys, why can't we just all get along? You know, and to be able to see community grow, the acceptance that's going on. I mean, my God, I'm married to the woman that I absolutely adore and love, and we never thought that would happen. You know, so just to be able to be in this time period where we are more educated, where if we're not accepted for who we are by other people, we now get the responsibility of saying that doesn't really matter to me anymore. We're not fighting for you to say yes to us. All we're fighting for is the right to be who we are. You know, we don't, nobody is interested in anybody's acceptance anymore. It's more about just being who you are, bare, authentic, and exposing all of that so that other people have the same ability to be able to show up that way. And that, I think, is what RuPaul really brought to all of this, was that ability to go, you know what, this just is not right. It's not right. There's not enough acceptance. And at the core of it all, we all are the same. You know, we're all the same. We all bleed the same. We all are born the same. It's just the way that we express it. And I love that. You know, the rest of it is just drag.
We get to express ourselves how we find fit for
Mm-hmm.
ourselves, and that's what makes us different from each other.
Yep.
So as we both here in a work of breaking the all the ridiculous boxes and let go of ridiculous labels, is this is what all this work it's about, getting into a space when I'm like fully in alignment, and I don't need anybody's permission to be who I am and to express myself how I find fit to express myself. That it's not to please you, and it's not to being in alignment with you. What needed to
Right.
be in alignment with you is like how you express yourself. So
Exactly.
it's so powerful, like many episodes, some of the queens are, you know, going through so much because they're all on their own journey of healing, and we talk about this for the past few episodes. And like RuPaul, like he's just probably the most amazing coach out there.
Yeah.
The way that he's holding these queens, and from a pure place of transformation, because there is nothing that that man did not go through uh,
Right.
in his life, right? So he really have a genuine deep understanding of everything that queens are dealing with. And when I say queens, I mean men, transgender women, it doesn't even matter, straight. Uh, but it's the same thing, like being ridiculed or being rejected, and we are all craving for the same thing, to be accepted and loved for who we are. So when we need to modify ourselves just to fit somebody else's perspective, then how long that is gonna last. And
Yeah.
are we really here to do that? I don't think so. So it's just another space and another example where I want to invite our audience and our viewer to just look into the drag, into the art of drag, and see how many layers, talking about identity work, how many layers are there, and they're all craving the same thing, to just be there, to have people, let them feel how they feel, like beautiful and authentic, and just be real, not faking it,
Right.
and just let them be evolving. And they're all evolving. It's, God, Queens for 10 years ago, they were Friday talk with them, and it's like mind blowing, because I saw them on TV where they are 10 years ago and where they are now, and you could see the evolution, right?
Yep.
It's just, it's so beautiful. It's our, it's what we all do, but when you look at the art of drag, is just enhanced to performance, to singing, to acting, to costume, to makeup. It's just a not even 10x, 100x what we are doing every day, right?
Right, absolutely. But it's so true how this can cross the lines of all for all of us, because talking from my own transformation experience, from who I was a few years ago to who I was 4 months ago, we all go through this progression, this place of being, the space is held for us. RuPaul has held this space in a very genuine and supportive way, and each one of us needs somebody who can hold that space for us, to give us the place that we need, so that we can try it out, become who we were supposed to become, and embrace that person 100%. And it is in the same progression, from uh, hair and makeup to, costumes, to how we present ourselves at that final, stage. It's all going back in the same direction. It's all about becoming the best you that you could possibly be, no matter what that
Always.
looks like for who you are.
Yeah, becoming, always, ever evolving, like we never done. We
Yep.
never done. This is where we are now. We are in a totally different, even in this podcast, we are in a different space, and we even look different than when we started.
Hmm.
And I can't wait to see where we're gonna be a month from now, and 6 months from now, and a year from now.
Exactly.
Because I don't
Exactly.
know where, but I know for sure that it's gonna look different.
Absolutely. You know, and it's so important to understand, and RuPaul has done this. None of the drag queens were ever in a space of being broken. They were in a place of being ready to transform. And I think that's true for each one of us, because sometimes we hear people say, I'm just so broken, but we're not broken. We're in a space where we're ready to move forward, to transform, to become like that best part of who we are, because they're just waiting inside, just like the most amazing drag queen at the end of the transformation is just ready to come out and be exposed and live a big life. We're
Yes.
all waiting to do that, to live that big, audacious life.
Yes, yes. I like that you talk about the broken. I think we use the words like very loosely. Um, just because we are in pain and we are hurting, that doesn't equal broken. And I think that's what people say, I'm broken, because they're in pain.
Yes,
I know I
exactly.
said it,
Yeah.
and I see other people say it just because they are in pain. But
Yeah.
let's still don't confuse. Because
No.
pain get to be healed and nobody's broken. We all go through what we need to go through for good reasons to learn what we need to learn.
Yep.
And now we're here. And if it's any pain left, thank God that we have so many spaces and people that could hold spaces for us to heal that pain and release it. But we are
Yes.
not broken, and we never done. We continue to evolve. So I'm feeling inspired every time by the art of drag. As I say, is my favorite art, and um, I'm so happy to see how it's overflowing in other communities. I mean, God, take Gaga. Like, she's been in hiding for decades,
Yes.
and the only way that she could show up publicly was in drag.
Yep.
It took her many, many years to let herself being seen, without the drag. So it's just another level of visibility. But isn't that wonderful that we have all these tools and options that we still get to show up and perform? And we, like what she did, she gave herself what she needed. Like, her art and her music was way more important than her challenge of being seen. So she took this tool, drag, cover herself, and perform.
Yep.
So it's like when you are called to do something, whatever your passion is, there is nothing that could hold you back. We are here to help you, support you, to figure out what's holding you back, what's the solution there. So
Right.
you could keep on going and fulfill your passion, that this is all this is about. And
Yeah.
even when you look at the queens, most of them, they are like, they couldn't find themselves until they dove into performing the art of drag, and now they could get in touch with the emotions, and now they could find out who they are, and now they find out what they actually like and what their passion are. It's like, it's so beautiful.
And
Another avenue.
yep. And this goes into so many different spaces in everybody's lives. In the transgender community, I've I've had conversations where um, the same thing. They hadn't been able to fully understand who they were or to know themselves until they went through their own transformation. For me, I didn't know who I was until I was able to go through my own transformation. You know, many friends who have come out and express who they are now. It's like, I didn't know who I was beforehand. Now I really have a handle on that. And then they get to heal those places that they didn't understand and to incorporate them into who they have become and where they're going now. So it's beautiful that we have these places that when we get to that place of acceptance for whoever we are, whoever's hiding behind the masks that we're wearing, um the rest of us get to hear that story and understand and find a piece of ourselves in that story, and also go, well, what the heck, if Lady Gaga can do it, how come I can't do it? If Simona can do it, how come I can't do it? And I'm not talking about a place from comparison. I'm talking from a place of being able to witness your own healing, to be able to,
It's
um,
inspiring. It's
yeah,
inspiring, though. I'm
exactly.
so inspired, like with every queen and with so many other things. But we just choose this, talking about the art of drag. It's very inspiring. It's like, I'm looking how they put their makeup, and most of them says is like, I'm putting my makeup on, and it's just like, this is exactly the filter that I needed so I could be who I am.
Yes.
So some of them says mask, some of them could say it's hiding, but from the other side, from the inside out, is like, this is who I am,
Yep.
and this is where I could show up 100%. and it's just it's fascinating to me,
Yeah.
fascinating to see how they just change with every layer, the makeup they put and the clothing, and like the man in the mirror to the woman on the stage, or whatever the gender might be. And it's just absolutely fascinating to watch how they're shifting their identity and into, and then they're clicking into like, this is who I am, this is the highest version of myself. And what you witness is my journey, how, what's my practice of bringing me into the higher version of myself so I could fully perform what I'm here to, called to perform, like fulfilling the purpose really. And how many times you're like, what is your practice? What do you do every day? Do you talk with yourself in the mirror? Do you look yourself naked? Do you accept your muffin tops? Like that's all that is. Like, do you want to feel good about yourself? What's your practice? Watch that journey. Like, okay, I'm feeling low today. What are my practices? I could take a bath, I could take a shower, I could shake my booty on a Beyonce song. I'm like, whatever the practice you have, and you get to have more than one. But it's coming down to pick up few practices and actually go and do them, so you could bring yourself into the place where you want to be, where you feel good to be, because then we all benefit from it. We all want to see everybody on the higher performance, you know. Nobody gets to be inspired, but somebody always tired and sad and negative and complaining and like, ugh, done with that.
Right, exactly. It's really beautiful to be able to step into that place, and maybe there's a piece in here that could be a takeaway for our listeners, which is to find what is your higher practice? What is the thing that you do on a daily basis that helps you to bring your best self forward? I'll share with you that a few years ago, I found a playlist that I absolutely love. If I have a low day, I play this playlist. It's filled with songs that motivate me. That it's filled with songs that remind me where I was, but where I'm going. Songs that make me want to get up and dance. Songs that get me into a place of I'm not that person any longer. I'm this person, and this is who I want to show up as on a daily basis. So, what's the one practice for you, the one thing that you could do for yourself on a daily basis to help you bring out that incredibleness that everybody knows that you have? And when it shows up, it just lights up your space.
Yeah, that's a good question. I love that. And yeah, leave it in the comments, share with us or email us, but most importantly, just figure it out for yourself, because you are the first one need to acknowledge what is it.
Yeah.
And I will take that even a little bit deeper. I know we've been giving you guys a lot of like action steps of like how to do mirror work or love your body and love
Yes.
yourself in this bare space. Find out in there, as Carolyn invite you, like the same question, like, but specifically for your body image, what will be one practice, what will be one thing that no matter what, you could hold on, that could be your anchor to make you feel good about yourself, or pretty or attractive or sexy, or whatever your dream is, your goal is, right? I was giving an example in other episodes of, for me, it's just like doing my eyeliner and my mascara. That's a practice for me. Like, I don't care if there is calls or no calls, or video, no videos. Like, that makes me feel that it's really increasing my vibration. It makes me feel pretty, and I like to feel pretty. And if it all it takes, it's 2 minutes to put my eyeliner or mascara, and yeah, I could do that easily. So I'm doing that for myself.
Yep.
Even people see me or don't see me, like that that's one practice.
Yeah. It's getting dressed for yourself. And I remind myself of this on a constant basis. It's like I get up, we live in an RV, we're around dirt roads, but I like to get up and I like to get dressed. I like to put my makeup on because it makes me feel like I'm ready for anything in my day. I'm ready to see myself move forward in my own life at that
That
point.
being said, can we all witness Carolyn? How specifically, particularly beautiful is she today? The makeup is different. The way that she put her hair. You're very beautiful, my friend.
Like, thank you.
I
Thank
love
you very
this
much.
style. It looks really great on you.
Thank you. I accept that. I receive it.
You did receive it. Yeah. Well, that's a good note to close on, I think. It's just respond to Carolyn question, what is one practice that make you feel the higher version of yourself, or make you feel pretty or beautiful or sexy or attractive or whatever you need to feel, and let us know about it.
Absolutely.
And until next time, I want to close with RuPaul's words: we are all born naked and the rest is drag.
I love it. I love it. Cheers.
We will love to hear from you. What inspired you? What triggered you? And what interests you?
Do you have questions? Perfect. Get your answers in our Q&A sessions in the Bear Experience Facebook group.
There are many ways for you to join the conversation. You could leave your comments or you could email us.
We can't wait to have you back. Till then, be Bear.
Beautiful, authentic, real, and ever evolving.